What's good, F9? What's up, brother? What's up, Morgan? Buys for today, we're gonna look for longs today. Only longs. So it should be easy, meaning easy day. If we're wrong, it should be obvious. If we're right, it should be obvious. Just have to be patient, make sure we take a good setup. What's good, SK? You like that? Yeah, pretty easy. Um, we don't have any clear targets lower. I think we either reject off this wick on the daily or we go sideways. We can target opening range gap levels. But we'll draw that out when the market opens. Trump speaking at 10. Is this true information? For me, it says 3 p.m. So that's like late afternoon, but it doesn't seem like it's an important speech. So which wick? This wick? Mhm. Oh, the daily discount wick? Okay, fair. Yeah, I mean, let's mark out. We can use that today. We can use that today. Do you believe AFV is a protected low? It can be. It also doesn't have to be. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't know. It could be. It's early. You know, I think it's very possible we sweep it. But if it's one of those days where we just pump right at 9:30, then probably protected. Depends what 9:30 does. I wouldn't try to assume that yet, though. Could be. It's very possible. I won't try to predict. Yeah, previously high does feel like a stretch, but that is what I would gravitate towards, at least at some point in the week. Otherwise, this whole narrative doesn't make sense. It's just gonna be range bound. But even if it's range bound, we can still target higher. Midnight open, for example. Doesn't mean we have to go all the way up there. So we're pretty safe in looking for longs, I'd assume. Alpha futures, you can use Alpha Trader with them. It's not that bad. It's getting better, and they have big updates coming this week or by the end of July. What's New York Kill Zone open? It's 8:30 open. I can label it as 8:30 a.m. You'd prefer much lower today? Fair, fair. Good luck, brother. Trust yourself. You can be wired below, so anything Tuesday marks the high of week, and then we'll head lower on the US. I think it's 50-50. The only reason I'm aligning higher is because Tuesday went higher. So, yes, I'm favoring a Tuesday high of week. Sorry, a Tuesday low of week right now over a Tuesday high of week. Why? Just because Tuesday went higher. So, unless Wednesday closes below Tuesday's open, then I'll be bearish tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? But as of right now, what have we done? We swept Monday's low, and we expanded aggressively all the way up on Tuesday. So for me, if Wednesday retraces into Tuesday's range, I'd want to see that continue higher, right? Now, if I'm wrong, obviously, yeah, we can gravitate towards previous day's low. Totally fine. Which means I'd have wrong bias today, and then tomorrow I'd be bearish, and Friday I'd also be bearish, looking for potential TGIF. So it's very possible. Yeah, that's the only reason. I'm favoring continuation from Tuesday's price move rather than assuming a Tuesday high of week. Also, dollar's like super 50-50, so I wouldn't trust any dollar analysis. If anything, right now it looks more weak intraday. So we'll see if that continues to do that. For example, potential Tuesday high of week on dollar. It's unclear. You know, it's not the most clear. If we have to flip bias, we can because it's unclear. But for now, that's what I like. And this is exactly where I'd want to see the retrace, right? If we're going to retrace into this wick, I'd want to see it around 50%. So we already hit that. Maybe we'll hit it one more time. Maybe a couple more times. But that's pretty much where I would want to see it respect before moving higher. Yeah, today's clear. Yeah, and usually it is Thursday, Friday is the clearest days in terms of bias. Unless it closes an inside day today, then it's unclear. If it's an unclear session, you can always just make your trading easier by just focusing on the intraday levels. All right, just focus on the easy stuff, the very obvious stuff. It's okay to wait for something very, very obvious. I think the lighting looks best when I do this, but it hurts my eyes. If I do this, it's not as good. But my eyes are protected. What's more important, looking good or my eyes are protected? The dollar is bullish, bro. Dollar doesn't look bullish to me. It looks pretty neutral. I mean, we've made 3 lower lows, haven't made a higher high yet. Overall, I'd say dollar is bullish, but right now we're in a bit of a consolidation. I do agree with the dollar overall being bullish. Yeah. Hourly chart, I rarely use the hourly chart, guys, if I'm being honest. What do I see? We displaced on Tuesday, return into the range. We're in a very 50-50 zone because are we going to sweep this low and break above this high? Or are we going to respect this gap and return back to the low? I personally think we're going to respect this range. That's the way I see it. I don't like to use the hourly chart, personally. Isn't that a breaker block? I don't see any clear breakers here. You could argue this is a bearish breaker. You could argue this is a bullish breaker. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the hourly. I just like the daily for the higher time frame read and the 15-minute for the intraday read. And then 1 minute for entries. What's up? What is that? Oh, that's weird. Sorry, I mean, yeah, Monday low week. I'm bullish. I'm not really confidently bullish, but I'm bullish enough to where I don't want to really look for shorts. However, wait, no, we can't short to 8:30 either. Never mind. I probably won't be shorting today. I'll leave it at that. You've been struggling with bias? It's because you're probably forcing bullish or bearish bias every day. But in reality, the bias is neutral. So you need to figure out how do you trade? What's the protocol when you think it's 50-50? Neutral bias is also a bias. You can't show up every day. Am I bullish? Am I bearish? Am I bullish? Am I bearish? How about both or none? That's also an option. What if the market goes sideways? What's your bias then? It's neutral, right? You have to predict daily consolidation. I used to struggle with this 2 years ago too. Forcing bias when there was no bias to be forced. I'll be looking for longs today only. Cam chat? Oh my god, you had a limit from yesterday? That's actually amazing. What a blessing. Love to see that for you, man. There's your boost. There's your boost, brother. Short, short. Everyone's saying shorts. You guys can short, man. You guys don't need me. I personally don't think I'll be clicking the sell button today. Am I muted? No? I think you have me muted? Shorts, shorts. No. I won't be shorting today, guys. Unless I flip bias for now. I don't plan on clicking the sell button. Even if I was bearish, like the only target I would have is this. So even if I was like, guys, I'm bearish, I'm only shorting today, this would be my only target. Anything past that, I don't know. So I just believe in higher. We'll see. It's good, Insta. After staying on live for more than a year, I finally passed my first eval. Any tips? You have to treat it like a business. Figure out the pass rate you want. Figure out the win rate on evals and funded. Figure out the win rate on funded. Figure out what's the steps to getting the payout. Don't just show up and trade like it's a live account and figure, there's parameters. They give you parameters. Unfortunately, you have to, make a game plan around those parameters. So set a very clear path on how to get the payout. For example, if you trade the Alpha Zero account, okay, I'm going to record this because this is important. I just passed my first eval. Do you have any advice? Okay, my advice for you is set a clear stepping stone path to how to get the payout. I'm going to give you an example so you know what I'm talking about. If you trade the Alpha Zero plan, what you need for a payout is 40% consistency and 5 winning days. If I was a beginner trader using Alpha Futures 50K Zero plan, what I would do is aim for $200 every single day. I would keep aiming for $200 every single day until I made $1,000. Once I made $1,000, I'd request $500 and then repeat the process. That would be my exact guide. So every day I'm showing up. Let's try to make our 200 today. Let's try to make our 200 today. If I lose, I'm done. If I win, I'm done. And I repeat the process until I'm up 5 winning trades or days. And that's how I take it, my approach, step by step to the payout. So whatever account you have, you need to make a plan on exactly how to get to that payout. Don't just show up trying to figure it out on the spot. You want to keep yourself guided mentally. And I did that, by the way. So like it literally worked. And that's the best advice I can give anybody who wants to get paid. Oh, we have an opening range gap here. Let's see how large it is today. So 220 points. We've been having some pretty large opening range gaps. London session has been delivering pretty significant moves. I'm trying to think if I want to keep midnight annotated or not. I like to use ES to determine whether it's large or small. So ES has 16-point gap. Yeah, we probably want to see that get filled. So we're just gonna definitely support our bullish bias here. I don't think we really need the gap because midnight to 12 a.m. I think we can leave it on ES maybe, but for us, we don't really need it. Okay, so what do I need to see to click the buy button? Option 1, Boom. I click buy. Option 2, I don't know, something like this, where we engineer an RTH low, then sweep it, then reverse. Those are the two scenarios right now. So we'll just see. To me, it looks like it might just go straight up. Straight up. Could go straight up. 2 or 3 more candles at least. Obviously, the first target would be, we'll just call this pre-market high. Pre-market high. I'd assume we go there. You know what? Let's label it like this, because to me, it looks like it wants to just go straight up. We'll see. Daily discount wick. It's 50% of previous Monday's wick. We don't have to manipulate below 8:30 because we're already below midnight. Good question, though. A really good question. Yeah, normally I do look for that, but we're already below midnight, so I don't need it as a criteria. If we were above midnight, then yes, absolutely. It'd have to come down below one of them. Technically, we're still below the open, so ES took the buy side, yeah. ES hits opening range gap 50%. ES hits 12 a.m. open. I can't really take any setups here. I do think it can go higher, but I just don't see a logical stop loss. Also, the model has now formed, so for now we just watch. See what happens. First presentation. Not the clearest one, if I'm being honest. We've had better. If you're really, really bullish, you could take a trade like this. Maybe, no, it's probably not worth it at all. I don't know. You could maybe do something like this. There might be a 15-second protraction in there, almost. So, the value gap, if we break above this high, technically a 15-second protraction model. Again, I really never take this, but just to demonstrate. Anywho, we'll just watch for now. Like I said, we have to wait for an A+. You short again, Q? No, I'm bullish today. I'm going to only probably look for a long. I doubt we're going to look for a short. You explain an order block form. I'd recommend you watch my 20-minute YouTube video on order blocks. It will just have examples and very specific notes that you can use. It'll be way easier to understand. Who was calling for shorts? I think a lot of people are bearish. They're expecting this to sell off, and it could. You never know. So for me to, in order for me to click the buy button, even something like right here, I could probably trust, given that it's RTH low. Anyone who chased the open, they get stopped and then reverse. I have a question. Does it need the down close candles to form a bearish USD first? No. No, it doesn't have to. Yeah, there's SMT with ES. Yeah, 5 minute would be pretty good. Because then you're just like, oh, it's one of those days where we just pump off 9:30. Also could be counter choppy. We're just on a 4 winning streak on the live account. The 1 hour IFG, I could care less about it. And my bias is developed on the daily and the intraday. It's weak, but you could argue taking this. Some people would take this. The setup would look something along the lines of, I don't know, if you went to midnight, maybe 1.5 R. Again, not a model I would take like this. It's not clear enough. But if you're expecting a flush, good thing we didn't take that. I'd feel very uncomfortable right now if I clicked buy on that candle. So again, what I want to see, I'll even remove this 25%. We don't need that. RTH sell side. We can sweep that. That'd be really good for us. Oh, bias. I want to look for a long. She liked that we left equal highs too. Your daily perspective, it's unclear. It's very unclear, but the idea is I'm currently trusting the low of week more than the high of week. That's why I'm leaning towards higher prices. Question is, would I trust a 3 minute order block? That is a question to be answered. The weird way it formed, like this, like come on, they couldn't have formed my model any more weird, you know? Off the 3 minute gap off the open. Usually it doesn't happen like that. Yeah, too much overlap right now. That's to be patient, in my opinion, in this situation. I don't even think I could trust the 5 minute now, because it's just back and forth. Just back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. What is RTH sell side? It looks like this isn't a low, right? But if I toggle regular trading hours, then it's the low. So if we could sweep that, I could look for a reversal. Otherwise, it's protraction. And I'd have to trust this, which currently I'm not really trusting. Yeah, barcode right now. We just wait. So when you see this signature and price, what do you do? What do you do? Anybody know? What's the standard ICT protocol when you're anticipating, or when you see this? Feppy said full port. Wait until 10. Yeah, just wait until 10. Let the first 30 minutes chop people out. Wait until 10. And if you miss a move, it is what it is. You can wait for the first macro at least. Someone said cry. Enter sideways. Yo, I saw the funniest. One of my friends drew something like this. You can always take a trade like this. This actually made me die of laughter. I can't lie. It was so funny. You take the trade like this, and it needs to come over here. That's the setup. TP 120. That's my A plus setup. How did we move overnight? We had a pretty large move again, yet again. We've been moving overnight. 200-point gap. So yeah, we've been moving. Okay, so I mean, 3-minute order block formed. I mean, it could go higher from it. You know, it's 1.25R to the. Yeah, you don't even get it from there. You can get maybe 1R. We're inside of a 4-hour city. So if you are bearish on the day, you would want to see this respected. You would not want to see it realistically even go any higher than midnight. It can touch midnight, but probably should not go any higher. So if you're bearish, this is your level. Because if we breach this, then we're probably gonna run the overnight high. Or as previous day high? Yeah, it is. So if you're bearish, this is, entering your zone. On a single tick almost below 930 for us. At that infinity R. RTH. RTH means regular trading hours from 9:30 all the way to 4:15. First FVG on 5-second chart on ES. Yeah, that's the play right there. Is it bad giving Claude NQ data and testing it? No, you can do that. S&P 500 looks untradeable. Yeah. What are you trading? NASDAQ. Patience. Just have to be patient here. I don't want to waste my ammo on a market that is not forming any gaps. We have one gap. ES has 0 gaps. So, do I use AI for data collection? Yes. Is the Trump speech today high impact? No. Currently inside Friday 17th end dog? Yes. Would you trade after 10 a.m. speaks? Am I the only one who doesn't see Trump's speech at 10? Who? I see one at 3 o'clock. Hold on. Trump tweeted, we're going to bomb the bridge or the power plant? Why don't I see that on my chart right now? 8:56. Oh, this down candle. And we immediately recovered? Damn. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see Trump attending something at 11 a.m. There's no Trump speech at 10. I really don't think there is. Oh, guys, we do have we have Google and Tesla earnings after market. Shouldn't be this bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's going up. It's just, uh, this is what we're doing, man. I'm gonna make it hard for your boy. My final target would be previous day's high, but I prefer the low-hanging fruit objectives. You just gotta find a news website. Yeah, I don't really care about the 1 hour no bottom wick. If we close above this high, I feel like I'm just bullish. We'll take a long from the 15. So we have to essentially wait till 10, wait for a resweep, and then maybe long. Wells Fargo is big time bullish on the US. Bro probably got paid to say that shit. How can anyone be big time bullish right now? It's like the most risky market you've probably ever seen. 10 a.m. reject. I'm bullish, guys. I'm bullish. I probably will not click the sell button today. That may change, but as of right now, I'm not looking to frame any shorts. However, if you are bearish, you probably want to start framing it around now because it probably shouldn't go much higher than this. If I was bearish, I would want to see this 4-hour fair value gap send prices lower. I personally think it will be inversed, but we'll see. I still see, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we just started selling off. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's just not what I'm looking to capture. You know? It's like 50-50. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, I can see. Request to pay on Apex? Apex is slower. Apex, you request end of day. Um, I don't think Apex can do it in the same day. Maybe if you do it right at Asia. If you want that, brother, you have to do like Lucid. I think top step was pretty fast as well. Even Tradeify. I requested Tradeify almost over 14 hours ago, and they still haven't even taken out the balance, so I can't even trade that account. They just haven't approved it. Same? Wait, same what? Why didn't you take the trade there? What? Which trade? My model hasn't really formed. All right, guys. We're waiting for the 15-minute gap. This isn't even a valid protraction. Off the 3-minute, actually. No. Even if I wanted to. What's your model? You can watch my most recent YouTube video. I go over my model exactly how I trade it every single day. Would you take inversion here? No, no. Definitely no. It's the 15. The 15 needs to be in play. Could this be a bearish breaker? It could be. So two options are bearish breaker like this, or if we just go down here, that's a bearish breaker. So there could be. That would be my model for short if I was looking for it. So 8 more minutes till 10. Was it the Trump tweet that caused it? No, that was just one candle, 8:56, nearly an hour ago. How do you know if it's a true start or not? What do you mean if it's a true? What do you mean if it's a true start? What does that mean? It's a true start. I do not trade my evals the same way as fun. The same model. I just target lift. Um, my approach is a bit different. It counts as news, so it's manipulation? Question mark. Sure. It didn't really do anything significant besides taking out the 825 low. But I mean, yeah, sure. There was a volatile move there, stopping out anyone who was potentially long from 825 to 855. Are we really just gonna trend to previous day's high? This wasn't an easy day to be bullish. Now we're seeing it kind of pan out. Yeah, we don't want to chase this. We don't want to take any trades that don't meet our criteria. I don't even know if I wanted to come back to the 15 at this point because actually, yeah, maybe. Difficult. Well, look, Gatie, what's your view on dollar index? Does it being inversely proportional today? 5 minute charts. I wouldn't rely on the 5 minute chart because we're just going sideways on both of them. So I'm not using dollar as much right now. Sure, on a 5 minute basis, they're well. Okay, first of all, you want them to be inversely proportional, right? That's good. So if one's going down, the other should be going up, and vice versa. But overall, I haven't been using dollar just because dollar's been very choppy. It's just been very choppy. I don't think it's clear. I don't think any real moves are happening right now. I think we're just seeing these fluctuations intraday. There's no real moves. You can do that, Khalid. Yeah, yeah. That's essentially the formation of an order block here, right? Cruel world, cruel, cruel world. My bias is bullish as well. And it was an eval. Did I gamble? No, I don't think you did. Not a bad place to look for long from here, in my opinion. Damn, is this really just be a pretty boring day if it just keeps going up? I don't like these high day protractions. I don't like them. ES has RTH R sorry, RTH org filled. ES previous day's high is like inevitable at this point, in my opinion. Um yeah, dang, we just may not be able to take a trade here. It's just going straight up. Previous day's high is almost there. That's my first target. I guess the play was in pre-market today. Had to be a buyer after Trump. Guys, this is not looking like I can participate. I'm gonna be honest. I've been bullish since 9 o'clock. Definitely a bit frustrating, but it is what it is. I think it's gonna inverse. Guys, you guys keep asking me about framing shorts. I'm bullish. I said there was a very, very low chance I would even consider any shorts today. Why not wait for Asia sweep then short? Because I'm bullish. I don't want to short off Asia sweep. I want a long targeting Asia. Short off Asia sweep and I'm bullish would just be a gamble. It would not make sense. No, you can question the bias. I have no problem people asking why. But I have people saying like, are you gonna short this right now? Would you short this 2 minute inversion? No, I wouldn't. I want it to go up. If I expect it to go up, why would I short an inversion? Why don't I see shorts? I wouldn't be surprised if it sold off. But like I said, the reason I'm expecting it to go higher is very simple. Right now, we have Tuesday low of week and Tuesday high of week. So it's essentially 50-50 on the weekly power of 3. Except it's not, because Tuesday expanded higher. So our most recent piece of information is that Tuesday set the low and expanded higher. If you know what it is, it's because people saw that today started going down that they were bearish. If I deleted this candle, what's the most likely bias here? If this is the weekly open and we went down, swept, and expanded, I feel like most people would be bullish on Wednesday. But they let the fact that we went down overnight change their bias, right? And that's it. Maybe they saw the daily fair value gap and they thought that means we have to go lower. Guys, it's just a SIBI. It doesn't mean we're going to go lower, right? It's, you have to be bearish first and then expect it to send price lower. You can't just expect it to go lower just because it's a daily SIBI. It's not how it works. Anyways, ES is almost at TP, man. Even if we retrace here, what, the 15-minute gap? Dude, if we get the 15-minute gap here, at that point, I'd almost consider just putting my stop loss there. I would not want to see it go to the 15-minute gap. Maybe 5 minutes. I wouldn't even trust this on a funded. The only stop loss I can really trust is this one. That's it. So it's gonna be really hard to frame a trade here. It's gonna be hard. We're short about it's going higher and higher. No, that's not the case. The It's simple. If you believe it's gonna go higher, then you don't have to care about a bearish fair value gap. You think it's gonna go higher. If I think it's gonna hit this blue line, why do I care about this bearish fair value gap? For example, right? It's not about that it's going up. Yeah, if it's gonna go up every time it hits a bearish fair value gap. Bearish fair value gaps are above price, so it's always gonna go up. So it all depends on your bias. And if you don't have a clear bias, you don't know where it's gonna go, then well, I don't know how you can trade. This is gonna be hard. We'll see. We can see something. We're just gonna have to wait for something super obvious. No, Trump's not speaking right now. Because it will reverse and price will show you how it reacts to it. What? Short now? Dude, I've been getting signals from chat for 3 years. Was there no good? There was the one entry here to 942. That's it. And even that's like, I could not trust that. I could not trust 942. I know, right? It's not like I've been here for, 3 years streaming. Did ES take previous days high? No. ES is still almost there. I don't even know if I could trust this 5-minute gap. A little bit of a desync. 10:15, maybe 10:30. We have to be patient, man. We just have to be patient. We can't force anything bad. Use code GATIE together. See, that's a good communication by you, brother. That's a good communication. Even if the whole world would short, it won't work. Did you bot? No. Couldn't find my model. How long at the current 1 minute FEG swing? Not a bad idea. Something there could be good. Something there could be good. Something here could be good. I think 5-minute gap, or if we sweep a low. The issue is like if we start to consolidate. Bias today's bullish. Do I think Trump's in longs? I think Trump's always in longs. I think he just buy like a bunch of stocks last month or something. ES is gonna hit previous day's high, man. Yeah, they made it difficult. Honestly, as soon as I saw 931, 931 just tried to go lower and failed, I had a feeling that it was just gonna go up. Gee, why are you not shorting? I'm bullish. Yo, am I getting rage baited right now? This can't be real. Even if I was bearish, there's no model here. My model hasn't even formed short. I guess you could argue 1002, but that's a really crazy gamble when ES previously highs right there. And ES did not form the model. Yeah, my model just hasn't even formed short. Why was I bullish? Wednesday continuation from Tuesday's expansion with Tuesday low of week is more likely than Wednesday reversal. Yo, obvious shorts. Why are you not in shorts? Oh my days. Can't be bearish when the lows got taken pre-market. From a 4 hour to go LRL. 50 protraction long on ES. It wasn't bad, but you'd have to be 100% right about previous day's high. Which means the only target on the trade is target number 4. Can't target there's no target number 1. Like we can't target 930, we can't target 930 high, we can't target a session high. It needs to hit an external level. And that's scary, especially if it's at a high of day protraction. So protraction formed at 942 and it formed again at 953. Just hard ones to trust for me. ES took previous day's high, by the way. So we'll see. We don't want to take a bad trade now. Now that it just went up, we got to stay patient. That should be a 5 minute gap. 10 minutes forming, 15 maybe. We'll wait. Photonex legit? Of course. Of course, of course. Photonex has paid out like hundreds of millions. We have to wait till 10:10, I think, for a 10 minute gap. Maybe wait till 10:15. ES did just take previous day's high though. So if we were gonna get a move back to here, it would be most likely now. GH open. Like if we were gonna see something like this, I would short if we like maybe broke below here, and I'd take the last leg to 930. But until then, I still think maybe NQ can take previous day's high. We'll wait for the 15-minute candle. No, I still think Apple Futures is a great firm. NQ is also trying to sweep Asia. Yeah, I can go there. Yeah, don't listen to the scammers in chat, guys. Maybe get a nice continuation here. That's your end dog. Okay, 10-minute gap can suffice, perhaps. I don't know where I'd get in. Maybe an inversion here. This reward's not the best, but maybe just go for another $250 day, I guess, I suppose. Say we got something like this. Yeah, 40 times 2. You could get $250. Yesterday's reversal. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I agree. They paid out everyone. Get rich, shorty, poor. They went back and paid out everybody. And they refunded everyone with an account, including the activation fee. I think they did what was the best that they could do. You know? Okay. If I can take this de-risked and maybe aim for. Let me do some quick math, guys. I need a strong close. ES looks weak. ES doesn't look like it's gonna go up right now. I'm skeptical. Okay, if this candle starts to run, it leaves a separation, BPR, I'll buy 3 contracts. It's hard. This is hard to take, guys. ES is not going up. ES is just going down. Doesn't look like ES wants to go higher. This is the kind of price action you get near high of day. Looking for a potential buy. Could be a world where I do this as well. There is that. Yeah, there's that fair value gap gone. Yeah, very good fade there, guys. We never even got the inversion, so wouldn't have made sense anyways. That was a good fade. Okay, we'll wait for 10-15. 10-15, sweep the low, and then an inverse, and we'll take that. No, we're not. Oh my god, you guys are trolling me. Are you shorting off that gap? I'm in. Okay, in shorts, fine. That's fine. Shorts now, Gatie. I'm bullish. To be fair, we did hit my target on ES, so it's possible we see a deeper retracement. But still, I think it's possible we go higher. We got your new day opening gap here. We have our final target, which would be all the way up there. Okay, 50 seconds for 10-15. We're going to look for that candle to start the expansion higher. No, we may not be bullish today. I'm not trying to convince everyone to be bullish. I'm just trying to tell you guys that I'm bullish. So I won't be. I literally will not consider shorting unless we're all the way down here. So unless the market does this, I'll look for a short somewhere in here, targeting 930 open. Otherwise, and that would just be neutral bias. That wouldn't even make us bearish. It just means we went up and we came back to where we started. So you have to wait till end of day, Steven. Yeah. I think every firm is end of day. This is MNQ, correct? Yeah, I can't think of any firm that's. Some firms like it'll show up and but you can't even request. Top Step is end of day. Lucid's end of day. Alpha's end of day. Tradeify's end of day. Yeah, they're all end of day. Not too often. 930 doesn't make a wick. Okay, 15-minute gap. This is essentially what we've been waiting for quite some time now. I will remain bullish unless we break below here. So just to be clear, unless we break below here, I will remain anticipating the opening gap. Oh. Midnight open retest in there. If we got one candle that just shot up immediately, I'd click buy right here. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen though. I'm going to try to de-risk today. 2 cons instead of 3. What opening gap? Your new day opening gap. So 6 p.m. open to previous day's close. You'll notice we have a 20-point separation between those price points. The close, the open. New day opening gap. Where we started today on the NASDAQ. All right. No gaps forming, unfortunately, but let's see if we get some speed. There is a small SMT. Gotta be quick. This candle needs to shoot up, and ES needs to shoot up too. Give me a breakaway gap at least. Give me a breakaway at least. One tick breakaway. Nope. Nope. Need it rebalanced. I mean, we're asking for signatures here. They're just not forming. 15-second gap. Oh. Speed is the number one confirmation here, but we're not seeing it. ES is not moving. There I look at the YM. Oh, it's actually similar. Oh, nice. Usually it doesn't do that. Alpha Trader, it's getting better. They're making some updates. They're going to add a trade copier. Like, I don't want to take no choppy protraction. You might have to wait for a bullish fair value gap. Oh. Is it covering? It's actually it's gonna be easier than Trade Away, but it's not live yet. ES is weak, yeah, and Q is also weak. Hasn't really seen. We're gonna wait for a bullish fair value gap, guys. I think that's just something we need to see at this point. Let's see if we can get a break and gap. And they're kind of convincing me, but I feel like I still need to see a gap. You also have to remember ES technically is all the way up here right now. ES already hit the objective. So if this is a catch-up play, making it tricky on us. I can always take the 15-minute order block. That's 1.28R. That's not even bad. 1.5R the previous day's high. Yo, thoughts? 15-minute OB? It's crazy that that would even be an option. If we get... Oh, never mind. Potential breakaway gap. My only concern is ES does not look bullish. And we're probably going to get an SMT here. Could de-risk, perhaps. Hard, hard to trade this, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Really hard. Maybe the next protraction would be easier for me. Just ES looks weak. ES looks like it's gonna make a lower low. If ES was looking stronger, I would have been in on 1019, maybe 1020. Yeah, ES is gonna make a lower low. Means NQ will trade here, and then we'll see if NQ respects this gap or not. If it does, I'll enter. Okay, we're gonna get a lower low on ES. Good patience so far. We've saved ourselves from so many losses by looking at ES. We have saved ourselves so many losses by just looking at ES. That looks weak. ES looks really bearish right now. The way that just formed on ES from the 5-minute Cibi could be convincing of a potential bias flip, I would say. We'll see. It looks like the better game plan is to wait for 10:30, perhaps. Ten a.m. open, makes a high. Not really significant high, though. Good EB, perfect fade, looks bullish bearish to me. When's the macro? It's over. Next macro is 10:50. We'd still have to break below here for me to be bearish. So, I'm not switching bias yet. We are going to get an SMT here. And if we get a strong inversion, I'll click the buy button. Still. They move together. Oh, they move together, guys. They should be moving together. There's no one follows the other on average. That's not how it works. How do you consider a confluence? They should be moving together. So if one's going up and one's going down, it's a red flag. It means it's not clear. Best way to build a buffer? Risk heavy. The easiest way. Why 10:30? 10:30 is the second hour of regular trading hours trading. It should be pretty clear what we're going to do after 10:30. So the next 5 minutes are very telling. How we close. We can expect what the next hour will do after 10:30. So you're saying if you had to take the previous hour? Yes, that's for sure, number one. But number two, when I was trying to click buy here at 10:42, or sorry, 10:20, ES was going down. ES wasn't even trading up. It was really weak. Could not even make a higher high, let alone inverse the gap before the higher high. So ES was showing signs of weakness while I wanted to click buy on NASDAQ. That's a red flag. A lot of the losses I prevent are because ES looks weak, yeah. That's all I have. ES is an indicator here for me. That's all I'm using it for. I want to see, does ES hit my targets, and does ES show me confirmation that NQ is good? That's all. That's what I use ES for. It saves me a lot of losses. There's obviously going to be other things, but that one for sure saves me a lot. ES is almost at 9:30 open. Some people will short this, and they could make good money. No trades yet. If I have to wait the first hour or even the first hour and a half before it being really obvious to me, I'll wait. Daily bias. Am I open to changing the daily bias? The bias I have is not a daily bias. It's more of an intraday bias. I'm open to changing. We'd have to break below here The trade I would want to take would look something like this, essentially. If I take a trade short, it'll look something over here. Is there any logic? Sometimes the volume will slow down. But if we don't do much in the morning session, then a lunch or PM can deliver a nice move. Why is ES always way more cleaner? It's not way more cleaner. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Just depends on which one's stronger. Yeah, I think the most repeatable, predictable price action when the volume is good. I read your question. Is there any logic someone should turn? Because the volume tends to go to decrease after 11. Some people say stop at 11. That's why. It's because the volume tends to decrease. You have to stop at 11? No. I bet you those people have like zero testing post 11. They probably do not know. Why didn't I take 10-20 long? Because ES was looking bearish. Therefore, it would be a rule break for me. The question is, can we continue higher? That's unfortunate. New real was a good short. What is happening? ES is making lower lows. NQ is going sideways. Time to usually get off. Usually I get off at 11. If I take a trade in the morning, I'll likely still get off stream at 11, but I may trade lunch if I don't have anything in the morning session. Gatie, how do you handle losing days? Because I struggle with it. Do you have any idea why you struggle with it? I think I want to see low still. If I have to go to the gym, like I'll only trade lunch if it's my rest day. You know, if I have to go to the gym, I won't. Such a weak setup, man. If they give us this inversion, could not trust it. See if ES makes a higher high. If we inverse this and ES makes a higher high, then maybe. Because ES is inside a 15 gap as well. I'd really prefer to see a lower low on NQ. Lower low first. That would be nice. When are you going back to gold? I rarely trade gold, brother. No trades for me yet today. Short, I wouldn't flip my bias yet. I'd have to see a little bit more. Look at the last 4 minutes on ES. What the hell are those candlesticks? Looks like a glitch. Gatie's just my last name. 4 hours screaming bullish. Not necessarily, in my opinion. For me, it's not really screaming anything clear. I'm still bullish, but I don't think it's too clear. Very long, some 10-15. Your stop loss here? No trades yet. Yeah, that's my brother. It's a glitch. It literally looks like one. We're at 10:30. See if we can get some movement. 950 looks better on ES. Yeah, I mean like 952. Yeah, the closure here. Can you do a video on how you pass evals and how you do and the trade I take? Sure. I've passed many evals here with you guys. I kind of show you guys how I like to do it. I can make a video on passing evals though. I have two approaches. Let's just say we got the worst entry possible. The 5-minute gap. Could still get 1.5 bar. 60 points, 2 cons. I'm open to it. I'm open to it because of the SMT. Probably want to get in long before this high because maybe I can manage my risk. 1030, open, sets a minor low, goes up. It's possible that's protected. The volume is, if I'm being honest, this is like, we're trading into consolidation here. Could I de-risk and aim for, we could do another day where we half risk here and look for $250. Waiting to see if this gap forms. No gap. See how it's not forming any bullish fair value gaps? Not a good sign. If I'm being honest, guys, we should probably just not trade the rest of the session. Come back at lunch or PM. I mean, we've kind of been consolidating here for 41 minutes. 1050 macro would probably be. I'll either full port or half port. It's just even if we got a really clean setup, how can I trust it after this consolidation? Do you think I should eval after 6 months of favor trading? If you have to ask, probably no. What time is lunch? 11:30 officially. You think I should try? Yeah, we're in a major premium. Yeah, we are in a deep premium. Nah, I can reject from N-Dog. Do you think it might be bearish? No, I still think it's bullish. I just think it's not going to move much. I'm going to short targeting 10 a.m. low. Good luck, brother. What about minimum trading days for full porting? Minimum trading days? What do you mean? For an eval? You could do it in 2 days. When you were starting out in trading, how were days like this for you? This was always easy for me. I probably would have maybe taken longs here a couple times, like here and here, and then I would have hopped off. I would have faded everything here for sure, but a lot of the times I get chopped up in a deep premium. But now I know. Now I know, how to avoid those losses. Did anyone here take longs here from the 15-minute gap? Be honest. Did anybody take longs here? Once, twice? Some people did. Yeah. You got break even. I did break even. The old me would always take longs here and lose. Well, I could win, but most of the time it just chops. You get a sort of sixth sense. We took out the 1030 low and we're expanding higher, so this could be a nice 1030 power of 3 play actually. I'd probably half risk on this setup still. Because now the stop loss could go here. ES left equal lows though. It's just like it really wants to fake you out. What am I doing? The thing I like about this setup is it's a 1030 power of 3. Meaning we had a low, went up, broke the low, then came back up. I'd probably have to see the full break. But let's just say we got something like this. N-Dog highs 1R. Previous high is 2R. We could take 2 contracts and risk under 1%. But I may regret it because it's so choppy. Maybe if we got a breakaway gap here, signs of a breakaway. Like if this just pumped right now, right away, very quickly, and we left this as a balanced price range. Yeah, I didn't really think so, to be honest. Okay, we'll wait till 10:50, guys. But really the only thing I can potentially look for now is if we get something like this inside the 10:50 macro. Anything now is just like an absolute 50-50. You think Marco was more fluent last year? I like this year's, to be honest. I don't really have many complaints beside the Trump tweets. Well, can you give me a 5K funded? No, sir, I can't. Just joined. Did you take any trades so far? No trades for today yet, guys. Took a pre-market long. Yeah, I mean, besides Asia, I did trade Asia. I caught a long, I think, or something. What do you think about Google? I love Google. So how long did it take you to discipline as you are? How bad were you? I was always a good loser. I was always a good loser. The issue was my win rate, though. I lost too many times in consolidation. Do you make more from trading? Depends on the month, but this month, guys, I think I'm making like 4 times from trading. This has been a really good month for me so far, and it can get even better. So it depends. What time frame is your apartment on? What time frame is my apartment on? What does that mean? Real quick, how do you those lines? How did you those lines? Which lines? I drew them. Time zone. I'm in Eastern time. Till now, you say you're profitable. With prop firms, yes. I mean, I think it's pretty easy to be profitable with prop firms. 1 second times. Yeah, my apartment's 5 seconds. What time frame is your chair? Yeah, that's genuinely the question I got. What time frame? Yeah, 5 second time frame. No, no indicators. Do you think the markets are controlled besides the tweets? Yes. Even the tweets, like, there are algorithms that will fire immediately when a tweet goes off. Yeah, bro, we are not making out of the hood. Why? We didn't lose any money today. It's really good. What made you fade 1032 IFEG? Good question. 1032. 1032. I think that's consolidation. I didn't even consider 1032, if I'm being honest. Um, or I think what I was looking for is it needed the 1033 candle. So if it's not the most A plus setup, I won't take the entry off the close. I'll wait the next candle and see if we get a breakaway gap. I've been waiting for a bullish fair value gap to form. If we form a bullish fair value gap, it's a sign that we may actually be ready to move. Okay? So 1032, if this candle didn't immediately go down and come all the way down, I would have clicked buy. I was hovering. I was ready. I was looking for it. But because we didn't get the gap, it's your sign that it's still choppy. Which means I'm not going to buy any displacements. I'm going to wait for the next candle to not immediately come back into the range. You get what I'm saying? And if I miss it, I miss it. If the next candle just all the way shoots up, okay, I miss it. The best way, guys, the best way to fade setups is to be okay missing it by being more patient. That's why it's easy for me. It's because if I were to say, no, I need to wait a little bit longer and I miss the move, I'm not going to cry about it, right? But if you're not okay missing moves, then yeah, of course you're gonna be upset about it. Okay, it's really important to see if we break below here or not. Because if we got like a clean inversion here, I'd click buy. Here, I'd do it immediately. Here's a clean gap, clean sweep, and we get a strong. If we get speed, I'm not going to hesitate on that setup. With this consolidation, lack of sweep, lack of gaps, no. We'd be extra patient in that time. Hopefully this doesn't just go up. And it looks like it's going to. 30-minute bullish for value gap here. Yeah, I'm still bullish. Honestly, I'm still bullish. We have the SMT that we were discussing. I'll just use this one for simplicity. Okay, if we get a strong candle right now that immediately goes up, boom, say it makes a higher high, I'll buy that. 60 points. Yeah. Ooh, I could do one contract to previous day's high for 250. 10 a.m. Powell model. Nice. So without prop firm, you're not profitable. On my live account, I'm still actually profitable. It's just not as much as I thought I was. Um, I've only been trading my live account for around 7 months now. And we've pretty much either made money or broke even. But I still have a long way to go on live. Is 25-0 worth it? It's a very good beginner option, yeah. Profit have I made today? We haven't taken a trade. Oh, I guess Asia. I made like a good amount of money in Asia. Dog tells the story. We didn't even get there. How about your prop account? What about prop account? Logic of fading 10, 12 a.m. reversal short. I was bullish. That's the logic. I wanted higher prices. I wanted previous day high on NQ, previous day high on ES. How much brother, I didn't take any trades today, at least not in the morning session. I only traded Asia. Are you shorting? No. Why are you bullish? We tapped Billy, FEG, and NQ yesterday. We should go lower now. Unfortunately, there's no correlation between touching a bearish fair value gap and going lower. That's not good logic. How come live is harder to be profitable than prop firms? Because if you take a 1R trade on a prop firm, you can make $2,000 and all you lose is $100. But on a live account, if you take a 1R trade, you can, you risk $100 to make $100. So it's a real one-to-one. Live account is not a real one-to-one. If you take a one-to-one on a prop firm account, your risk is $100, your profit is $2,000. You can lose 20 times. That's how good the odds are in your favor. That's how easy it is to make money with prop firms. If you full port your account to make $2,000, you only lose $100 if you lose. You only lose $100. That's all you paid for the account. So it becomes easy. Tradify, 50K Tradify. Yeah, I'm using Tradify. I recently started using Tradify. I've had no issues. What time do you trade Asia and do you use the same model? Same model, different approach, and usually 7 to 9, 7 to 8, 7 to 8:30. Sometimes just 8. I'll either trade at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. Like whatever I'm free for. Yeah, the ROI is just so easy. We're talking about profitable in the bank, right? We're not talking about profitable in the account. Okay, let's see here. We may take our first trade and last trade of the day. Both guys are going up here. So if ES can get a strong close, 15-minute gap held, 30-minute gap, SMT, speed, approaching 1050 macro. Wouldn't give it A+, but I'd definitely give it at least, I'd say a 7 or 8 out of 10, depending on this next candle. If this next candle starts going up, I'll click buy. Right now, it's just going down. Why would I click the buy button if this candle is only going down? Better risk to reward? I don't want better risk to reward right now. I want a high probability trade. So I want to see that breakaway gap. I want to see that separation here. I don't want to see it come down and touch that black line. I want to see a separation. And if it can go, I'll even click buy all the way up there. And that's still under 1% risk. Previous day's high is a really nice target. I'll partial and leave runner. Got to see the breakaway. See? No breakaway. Weak. It's fake. False signals. There is no follow through. Not one time has there been follow through. This candle needs to go immediately up. Immediately up. Or it can touch this by 1 or 2 ticks and then spring higher. Two minutes left in the 5-minute. More speed. I could just half risk to previous day's high to try to make $250. It's not a bad option. Or I could take 2 partial and then leave a runner. The partial's $100. It's not even worth partially. Okay. I'll wait for the 5-minute here. If we get a nice 5-minute order block, I'll click the buy button. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to form. So 15-minute gap, 30-minute gap. Still waiting to see if we get the 5-minute OB. I think that's the cleanest entry. Still choppy. Yeah, they did take previous day's high. I see the 1-minute candle here with sensitivity in the gap. If we get a nice 5-minute closure. Decent. I could always start with 1 contract. I'm watching the 1-minute chart here as well on a second monitor. I want to see if this candle flips. If it makes a lower low, I'm not interested. If it makes a lower low here, I'm not interested. If it makes a higher high first, honestly, this looks very forced, in my opinion. I like the idea of this being the bottom and us not making a lower low. But I don't like the confirmation we got. Maybe if we get an expansion like this with a fair value gap, I can just buy that instead. That could be a good option. No trades yet. Why was I bullish today? Because Monday low of week, or sorry, Tuesday low of week, and Tuesday expanded higher. So weekly power of 3, more likely higher than not. Would it fade? That was an easier one. I could tell that I was kind of forcing. I look tired? Yeah, I do look. I look like a zombie in this lighting. I swear I'm not though. It's just the lighting. Unfortunately, I live in a closet, so. Maybe if we got a bullish fair value gap here, after that nice wick. No, I didn't move out. I've always lived in a closet. If we get a bullish fair value gap here, I would buy that. 950 was hard to trust because you had to be right about previous day's high. Like the only target was target 4 on my model, right? I'll probably try to move out next year. If we can get more months like July, yeah, we'll definitely move out next year. How much you make per month? Good amount of money. This month was really good for me in particular. I feel you, brother. No, I live with my parents still. Shorted at 959 IFG, I'm short. No, I don't live alone. You don't use rejection blocks? No, rarely. I don't have any job. Which state do you live in? I live in Canada. Why are we not pumping? We did pump. We hit previously high on ES, YM, and now we're consolidating. What if the bias is bearish? If the bias was bearish, I think we would have sold off already. Do I use OTE? Rarely. When are you retiring? Never, bro. I love this. How many payouts this month? I got 2 Lucids, Top Step, 2 Tradeifys, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, but there's a very good chance I'm gonna get some more because I'm pretty much illegible. What was your parents' opinion? I didn't really tell them. Yeah, we got 5 figures this month, so please leave a 1 hour gap for longs. I have a corporation, yeah. Those are individual payouts. 5. 5 total individual payouts. 5 separate payouts this month. I mean, they know, but they don't know what the hell's going on. They're kind of fob, so. Do you think it's worth moving out of your parents' house at a young age? Yeah, I'm ready, man. I need it. First of all, I need to get out of this closet. Like, if you saw the place, I hate this closet. Although it's nice because I have everything I need. Like, what I would do for a window, I would do crazy things for a window, guys. I would do crazy things for a window. I'm Arab. Would you suggest me to start 25K or 50K? If you've never passed an eval or gotten any funded, I would just say start 25K. Because I'm being honest, you're probably gonna blow it. So just keep the expenses as low as possible. As you improve, you can go more. Gatie, what do you think? Rule of thumb: if prices in the upper half of the previous stage range, yeah. Is that your own rule of thumb, or did you hear that from somewhere? The thing is, we've taken previously high, so this kind of chop is, not the. I live in Toronto. I've been getting payouts. How to open a corporation? You just go to a bank, brother. Actually, I think you can do it online. I think you can do it online. You just do it online, and then you go to a bank to get your business bank account. Yeah, I live in an apartment. I have windows in my home, but not my room. I live in Toronto. Yeah, corporation. That's another issue about moving out. I technically don't have any money. It's my business that has all the money. So it's kind of tricky. I use Tradeify Select. Doesn't it cost a lot? No, it doesn't cost a lot. I had to pay up front. I don't know. Maybe I was lazy, so I skipped steps. So I think it costed like 1,500 USD. But if you do like the work yourself, you can. It's pretty cheap. You just have to open it up. Tradeify Elite Program Live. Tradeify's live program is not that good, unfortunately. Montreal, bro, Texas is like, oh man. If I was in Texas, I would own a house. I would just buy a house outright. Guys, I live in Canada, so it's not called an LLC, it's called a corporation, but yeah. Why? It's not bad gear, but I think the way it works is they don't give you that much money to work with. So you'll lose balance. Like if you have thousands and thousands of dollars on each of your accounts, you're not going to get that all moved to live. You're probably going to get like, I think you get $0. I think Tradeify Live, they just give you a brand new account with $0 and you have to essentially restart. So you could have like 5,000 on your funded, but if they move you to live, you start with 0. How can I start? I want to invest to just buy stocks that are good. Lose 2 trades while going short? That's okay, brother. What percent in taxes do I pay as a personal income in Toronto then? Depends how much you make, brother. I don't know. I don't know what your personal taxes are. 23. Okay. Discount gap. Healthcare? No. Healthcare is way better in the US. You think you'll get a trade today or hop off the charts? I may take a setup here. Like I said, I like the idea of this being the low. Didn't like the confirmation, but if we get a gap here, try to frame the risk. I could even click buy right now for 2R. Loppy, but the question is, yeah, that's not even one. I have to put the stop all the way there though. Stop could be here. And then we could get 1R there. I'd probably de-risk. Waiting to see if we get a second gap, and maybe I'll buy that. This is NQ. This would be a set and forget trade, guys. Like, I'm not going to sit here and watch the trade. I'd be very happy. I can risk under 1%. Oh, that'd be really good. It's just really good risk on this trade. And like I said, I trust the low. Probably have to look for a partial. Oops. We do get the gap. I'll consider buying that gap. I could go 3 cons. Hopefully he doesn't run away without us. They might run away without us. It might. Well, guys. Not too late to get in, but we need some sort of entry. I don't know. I can't buy it all the way up there, that's for sure. Not after how choppy it's been. Is this really just gonna go straight up? That'd be like so sad. We were so patient. I mean, the most logical thing I see here is the 4 minute. It went so high up that I wouldn't even want to see it go down right now. Buy a breaker. Thing is, if I bought this breaker, where's the logical stop? 53 points. I'm hovering the buy button. 11 a.m. open. Maybe you could buy the 11 a.m. open. I could buy that small gap right there. I'm prepared to risk here. I am prepared to risk. Right to the top of the breaker, I may enter again. Just enter on the displacement there. I have no problem entering at the top of the orange box. Okay. Gonna enter 2 contracts. My stop loss is gonna go to the bottom of the breakaway. Risking under 1%. Looking for a run to previous day's high. Probably could get even better stop, but it's fine here. That's 6 minutes left in the macro. My stop loss is at the breakaway gap here. Not gonna put it all the way at the low. I wonder if there's a world where I trail to 29242. I mean, that would just be crazy, right? That's got to be crazy. Like, I can't do that. Like, I'm considering it. Like, I think if it is a 5 minute gap, though. I almost want to trail it to that 5 minute gap low. What's 224? We'll go to 1.4 for now. We hit new day opening gap low. It's one of my targets on this trade. There's SMT at the highs. Guys, we may just break even here and pray, honestly. We may just break even here and pray. Because of the SMT, unless, can I partial and break, can I partial and trail my stop? 21 points? Ooh, I could. I could partial and trail here. I feel like that's really good risk management. Alright, I'm gonna partial there. The partial isn't to make money. The partial is to make me break even without going break even. Make sense? So now if I get stopped, it's a break-even trade. I think if I did the math right. Yeah, I mean, we secured $55, and the stop loss is less than 25 points. So we're guaranteed break-even now. So we're not going to make the most, but we'll see if, I mean, we've secured 55. So I basically need previous day's high here if I want to make my profit target, which is daunting, but that's how I want to manage this, guys. So this is my choice. On my funded, I'm just sitting break even, going for the big dog. Wait, I think yeah, we just need the max payout on Top Step is 2,000, so I actually don't even need any more. Come on, let's get rewarded for some patience here. Waited all day, won previous day high, didn't switch bias. It's a nice IO Fed idea. Realistically, I can put my stop at 262. The 5-minute low. Let's look for it to be a breakaway. I have a 60 balance on my Top Step account. Do you think I should go for a max payout? Isn't the max payout 2,000? So what more do you want, bro? Scared management? Yeah, I am scared. This trade's very deep in premium. We have an S&T against me. We've already taken out one of my targets. You're right, brother. I'm protecting my downside a little bit more aggressively here because there's a lot of unfavorable things in price action against me. So you are correct. This is a time for me to play it more scared than not. Now, it's not actually fear making my decisions. It's just sound risk management in a condition where it's either gonna go here or it's not. Like it's one of those trades. There's an SMT at this level. I've talked about this on stream about a million times. SMT at a level doesn't mean you're wrong. It means one of two things. We're either gonna get a deeper retracement or it's gonna speed up and break. If it's a deeper retracement, I want to be here break even. If it's gonna speed up and go, I can sit break even, right? So the only thing I wish I could do differently is maybe take the partial back, given that I was going to move my stop here anyways. I could just be sitting here with two contracts. So max payout 25K lucid. I don't know the number. Sorry. You need 8 points. Wait, you need above previously high or below? You need $2 to pass your account? Just, brother, 1 micro ES, aim for 1 point. That's it. Can you explain your A plus setup? My most recent YouTube video, guys, has exactly... My most recent YouTube video, guys, has exactly... Oh, the tick's red. Like, this is why this is so stupid. My most recent YouTube video, break or inversion, depends on the model. I didn't move out, Dakota. No, I live with my parents still. I live in a closet, brother. Oh, bro, I ended like 7th place. I don't even want to talk about it. I did come back from the bottom. I took first place. It was nice. It lasted nice, but I ended up losing. What happened to the posters? They're in my room, I think. I have 5 posters right there and 2 posters right there. I need $2,000 for a max pay, also 4 winning days. How do you think I should do it? Well, there's only one correct answer. Okay, you risk $150 to make $150. 1 R every day. You lose, you're done. You win, you're done. You show up until you get it. What genuine question? How come I live with my parents? You want to know why, bro? It's because I need to save up like a couple 100,000 before I can move out. That's why. Do you watch soccer other than no? But I think I'll start because honestly, yeah, I kind of enjoyed watching that. That's the reason, bro. It's just really expensive here. It's really expensive. If I was in Texas, bro, trust me, I would have moved out last year. My live account, I use interactive brokers. I'm already up 6K on the account though. Exactly. So you need winning days now. You just need winning days. Even if it takes you a month to get those 5 winning days, you good. You think it's gonna go, I think it's gonna go previous days high. I just don't know how easy it's gonna go there. I don't know if it's gonna go straight to there or maybe down, up, down. So but yeah, I do think it's gonna take. If I didn't think that, then I wouldn't have my TP there. Would you still stay in Canada? Would you go to the US? I can't go to the US. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. US doesn't just accept people like that. I thought you was married. I have a fiance. You do this full time? Yes, sir. Yeah, I did that now, and I need 30 cents. All right. 1 micro ES. Aim for half a point. My eval expires today, but I just made the requirements to pass. Can I still activate? Yeah, you should be good. End of day, you can activate. Just go cancel the billing, I think. Even if you don't cancel the billing, I think you get a free reset now, so it's like pretty good. Since when did bro propose? Sorry, I didn't keep you updated, Rick. What's your TP? Mine's 377. Mine's 365. Like, I've never heard of that name before. Yeah, I live in Toronto. I got accepted for a tourist visa to Toronto. I'm coming. Yeah, come through, brother. It's pretty nice nowadays. The weather's getting better. It's an end of the account. I'm assuming that expires at 6 p.m. Yeah. I think you'll be fine though if you pass today. How long you been married? It's 3 months. March. Tal said, "What's the minimum you got to make a day to take that payout? You need 200. You need $150 each day for 5 winning days." No, I'm not a millionaire. Is it even possible by the end of the year? No, I don't think so. I have to go on a pretty generational run. Maybe by the end of next year. But because I'm a dashboard, it says expired July 22nd. I would assume you're okay, but I mean, hey, there's pretty much nothing you can do now, right? So mentally, I'm a millionaire. Mentally, guys, mentally. What do I think about TDR? I have no opinions, man. Honestly, I could care less. What I will say is, though, I hate how gamified trading has become to the majority. I've been in drawdown on my funded for 7 months. You've held a funded for 7 months? Yeah, 1030 low. Exactly. If you want to be, you could also use 11 a.m. if you didn't think. Right, 11 a.m. is your next interval. So I would assume 11 a.m. low is probably safe. Although it could probably maybe resweep that and go possible. If we got real volatile. How big is your funded stack? Right now I have like 12, I think. Worth to enter trade now or forget? I would just forget it. Even honestly, you could argue never even taking the trade to begin with. It was like a 7 or 8 out of 10 trade. I would just hop off. I tried shorting 5 times today. Well, I think it's safe to assume you were offside. So just journal. This is my live account, yeah. Guys, I only trade my live account in front of you guys. My fundeds I do off stream. Let's open up the journal here to save myself some time. So we like to journal this trade. I'll show you guys how I journal. I do this pretty much every day now. We've entered at 11:03. High resistance condition. I took this trade with 2 contracts. This was a protraction model long. I entered at, what did I say? 1053 or 1058? 11:03. 11:03. This trade will be a win, but it may be a small win, but because we already secured one. We secured like $50 only, so. Initial risk. We didn't risk that much on this trade. 55. Yeah, we only risked $210. It's actually more than I thought it was, but it's okay. Link the market plan. See, bullish. I was bullish way before the market even opened. We followed all our rules on this trade. The trade rating, I got to give this trade maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. The potential range is not there. It's pretty late in the session. It is 1050 macro. I give it 8 out of 10. 1050 macro. M15 BISI. M1 breaker. Looking for stay high. Session recap. Played out as expected, but did not offer early entries. What is this journal website? Guys, I built this website myself. It's not for sale. It's not for you. I will say, should have just broke even and held both contracts. Ended up partialing and moving break even, which did not really make sense. Wanted to be risk off, but break even trail was logical. So the thing I really did wrong here is I didn't even have to partial because I was gonna go break even anyways. If you guys remember, the decision I made was to partial and then move my stop here. But this stop loss actually makes a good amount of sense because it covers the gap. So I could have just broke even and kept my contract and I'd be up double. Obviously, it's hindsight at what I'd be up, but nonetheless, I'd be risk off because making $50 I don't care about. So that's the idea. That's where I went wrong. Now I wonder if I could potentially add this contract back if I could risk $50, but I don't know if that's possible. I'd have to put my stop here. Now if I bought it here, I could technically buy the contract back if we like swept this low. Yeah, I technically could. So maybe I'll do that. Take my partial back. I could take my partial back, and as long as my stop loss is here, it could technically get my contract back. Could close out 0.5% as well. I wonder if I can secure. If I can secure 0.5% gain at least. Seeing the expansion. I'd really want that $250 day though. But if I can secure 0.5%, I mean, then I can go risk my 0.5% later, and it'll probably be better. So let's do some math here. If I want to make $125, I already made 55. I just need divide that by 2, 35 points. I have to cover that low. Yikes, that's not the best. 292. We hit event horizon. Nah, I think this is a set and forget. Does it make sense closing my long when ES sweeps the high? I would look to definitely at least not lose money on the trade after that point. That journal, guys, I made it myself. It's not for sale. It's just mine. You can make it on YouTube. I have a YouTube video teaching you how to make it, but this one is mine. And like I said, it's not for sale. It is messy. You're right. It is messy. And if you missed it, that's okay, brother. Like I said, it wasn't the cleanest, obvious trade. Why don't you sell the journal? I don't want to sell that. It's just my journal. I wouldn't sell it. I would just give it for free, if anything. But I don't think it'll help anyone. I think people have to make their own journal. This one is like specifically for my model. That makes sense. Close them out. Yeah, I would definitely manage the risk. Like if ES takes the high, that's a partial, or it's a trail, or a break even at least. This week was tough. Uh, I actually had a pretty good time this week. I've only used Alpha and Topside, but Lucid, I like Lucid. Yeah, they pay out very quickly, which is good. I'm saving it locally. You know if there's any free journal websites? Notion. You can use Notion. You can use Google Docs. You paying 26% or 11% corporate tax? It's like 12.3% or something. So it's only if you make over 500,000, and I think that resets per year. So you only pay. So if I made $500,000 in my corporation, and I'm pretty sure I think that's before tax. Then you pay on top. So that 500,000 gets taxed at 12.3%, but anything on top of that will get taxed at 25 or 26. So how long you been profitable with prop firms? Honestly, brother, it's been a long time. Maybe 2 years, 3 years, maybe. Like realistically, I was profitable ever since my first payout. Passing evals Sunday, just took straight L since then. Unfavorable outcome. What is the leap that TradingView has? It's just a big thing. Does Lucid have Tradevate? Yeah, you can use Tradevate with Lucid. Yes. How did you register your trading as an active business to get taxed 12%? I opened a corporation, brother. Have you read the book Trading the Zone? Yeah, I love that book. Candles are not moving at all. Moving a little bit at least. I want to see if I can secure 35 points. So at the very least, I can just risk profits in PM. I'd have to put my stop loss here though. That doesn't sound like too smart of an idea. Unless we want to get real aggressive here. We could trail. Ooh. ES is gonna take the high. Could break out straight to previous day's high here. Guys, let's get a little bit aggressive here. The issue is that 5 minute gap. My stop is right there. 29292. 29. My stop at the 15-minute low and hope that it stays open as a gap. I could pyramid here and be break even. But then what's my upside potential? Oh, an extra 80 bucks. That's lame. Now if I could pyramid 2 contracts, different story. 6-2. Anyways, I'm gonna secure a 0.5% win here. So just making a decision based on money management. Not really sound trade management, but it makes sense for the account. Because I mean, realistically, what's gonna happen here is I'm probably gonna get stopped for a $125 gain on the day. I can then risk that later in the day. Um, Part of me is considering clicking the buy button here. I am considering clicking the buy button. My TP is previously high on NQ. Then I'd just be giving back all profits. Potentially. I could buy this 1 minute gap. If I bought this 1 minute gap with a stop loss here, I'd only risk 50 at the most. But I wouldn't really be risking 50 because my entry will move 30 points. So my entry will be here. So I'll still be break even. I'd probably buy the yellow box. I want my partial back. I regret taking it. First trade of the day. I take partial. It was a mistake. My game plan initially was to partial and move my stop loss here, so I was break even on the day. But then I ended up just going break even anyways, so I didn't even need to take the partial. What I should have done is immediately bought it back, but I wasn't mentally prepared for that. So it's not the end of the world, but yeah, I could have probably done it a little bit better. And now I won't even be able to get it, probably. Wait a minute, my unrealized is... Okay, hold on. I essentially need 25 more. I think we can just go for 360. I think 360 gets me my profit target. Not every platform has Tradeovate. Alpha doesn't. Top Step doesn't. Oh, you measured NDOG? I didn't measure it. NDOG is just a. It's always the same. NDOG. Could buy this 2-minute gap. Hold on, let me see if it's good risk to reward. 1.25. I was. You only live once. Buy the 2-minute gap. Sit break even on the day. And we look for our prayers to be answered. So notice how I can buy that contract. I can try to make an extra around $60, which isn't much. But the good news is no logical runner. I really doubt we go all the way up there. That'd be crazy. But the logic is on break even anyways, so doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I'm just taking my partial back essentially. Well, not even, because we essentially have the same partial. Probably put my stop loss here. I think it's fine where it is actually. 299.25. So what I'm hoping for here is we just pump all the way to previous day's high right now. No no sweat. It may not want to do that, but that's what I'm looking for, hopefully. Could I buy one more without risking? I could. That's risky though. I could technically buy one more, and as long as my stop loss is 25 points, I'm still break even on the day. Because let's be honest, I do not care about this $50. Like this, the $50 partial means nothing to me. Where is previous day's high exactly? Previous day high sits at 263. Alternatively, we could get real aggressive and buy it above this high, but then it's like, what's the point? 20 points, $40. The ES is going down. 15-second gap. All right, I'm gonna buy it. Buy the 15-second gap. Just have to make sure. Yeah, see, my risk is 5 points, so 10, 30. I'm risking only $30. So that's a lot better. Now we can actually make some decent money on this trade if we hit TP. Worst case, we're break even. And it looks like we will get break even on the day. Hopefully we can respect this gap and just go straight to previous day's high. I like how I managed this. bit aggressive, but there's no point in looking for 50 bucks. Retesting new day opening gap high. I'll give my stop loss a little bit more room. Don't want to increase my risk too much. I'll put it at 9.9. Just because either way it's a break even on the day, right? So since we made $50, 10 to that's a little bit too much. I'd go to 301.50. That way we're risking 14. Yeah, so we're risking we partialed $50. We're risking $50. Probably gonna get stopped either way. Yeah, okay. And we'll end it there. So I still think we'll go to previous day's high, but I think we're gonna see probably the 15-minute gap, maybe deliver it there. I wouldn't look for a re-entry. Let me just make sure I didn't do anything. Yeah, so break even plus $13. Okay, exit time 11:33. Partial. Um, went aggressive with partials, looking to make it a 1.5 to 2% winner. If we could just flush to previous day's high, we failed and ended break even. I made $14. Exit time, what did I say it was? 11:34. This is a break even trade. So we partialed, pyramided, we trailed SL, SL hit. So break even day. The highest unrealized profit. What was that? I don't know what that was. It was here with one contract. So 75, 150. So essentially we were up like $210 at one point. So 1R. We did end up giving that back. And then we'll just, so I ended up getting, was that 4 contracts at the end? One partial, no, 3. I still think it'll go higher. I just don't think, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Previous day high. Let's get some screenshots. This is just for my journal. So we wanted that previous day high up here. I think we'll get it, like I said, but I think it's just a bit more tricky than anticipated. But we were right about this continuation. So we did a good job fading shorts. We did a good job avoiding a lot of losses. That was not easy to do whatsoever. There were a lot of fake signals today. How did I manage this? I'm actually happy with how I managed this. Because, risking the 55 partial, I mean, that's guaranteed. That's just something, we have to do. We went quite aggressive. I guess we could have waited for the 15 or 5-minute gap. For example, I could have bought it here instead. So maybe that would have been better. Like, I had the right idea, but the execution maybe wasn't the best. Regardless, I'm pretty happy with how we traded. Given, given everything, it was going to be difficult whichever way we wanted to do it, so. 1050 macro. Looking for previous day high. Yeah, very good patience today. How did you guys do today? That could be an IPG from Asia. What did I just say? That you already made back the money that you lost in the Trump news day. Yeah, we did actually. Yeah, with this 4 win streak we had. I mean, you're talking about on the live account, right? Like obviously, we've added payouts and stuff, which made the money back. But what strategy do I use? My strategy is on YouTube. You can watch for free if you're curious. Please show the June and July. What do you mean show the June and July? What are you looking for here? What do you mean? What do you want to see? This is my live account. This is your live account. We didn't trade small. I don't trade my funds like this anymore. Are you profitable? I've been so for 2 years, brother. Read my messages. How did you register? What's that? Chasing price. I disagree. Do you have any idea why, even after completing all rules, it still shows ineligible for payout at Apex? There must be a reason. Yes, you can go Musta. Break even day MNY. $15 was break even for me. It's a live account, yeah. How much hours do you think I should spend on the chart per day if I'm a beginner? As many as you can. Do you have any idea why even after? Yeah, I'm not sure. You're asking to contact support, but no reply for 5 days. Yeah, I can't lie. Apex support isn't the cleanest. They do take quite some time to reply. Um, did you meet consistency? Did you get the buffer? How would I rate the trade? 7, 8 maybe. No more than 8, that's for sure. The initial trade, the pyramids were really aggressive. It was mostly just a money management decision, Like I could have maybe made $400-500 there if I kept pyramiding aggressively, and I'd only risk $50 that I secured on partial. So like I was gonna end a break even or plus 400-500. So I like that potential. I think that was a really good decision. So I'm actually quite happy with this. You can see all my stuff on Twitter, brother. I posted every trade I took in June and July on Twitter. You can see everything every single day, every single. Um, that's the place you want to go. I have a full monthly review there, so I would just go there. You'll get a better understanding. Currently, protraction models carrying us, even with a less win rate. Yeah, but I haven't been training the best on my live account, if I'm being honest. There's a lot that could be improved. A lot that can be improved. Yeah, it's all there, brother. Nothing's hidden. Nothing is hidden. Well, I'll leave you guys with one thing. That if we probably make a higher high here, I'd assume that's going to run the previous day high. Set up like this. I think that's from the 15-minute gap. Yeah, so I'll leave you guys with that. I think this could potentially play out. I'm not going to execute it. It's too late for me. 11:40, market could just go sideways. I appreciate you guys coming through to the live stream today. I will see you guys Thursday, Friday morning. Take care. Stay safe. Till next time. Peace. Easy, brother.